Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to give you a quick update on some of the purchases that I've made, and I realize it's been a while because there's a lot in front of me. So I've been a little bit bad about updating you about how things are working. I'm going to try and be better in the new year, but thanks for watching today. Thank you for being subscribed. And I'm going to start with the stuff that's making everything wet here because it got pulled out of my shower. One is this. This is the Not Your Mother's Triple Threat Brunette Shampoo. I also have the corresponding conditioner. This is a blue shampoo to help counterbalance brassiness in brunette hair. It also will help if you have gray or white hair, help to make sure that your hair does not get too brassy, doesn't turn yellow, but stays a pure white or a flashy silver. I have been loving this. It really has toned down a lot of all of my dyed hair has not been cut off yet. It's been a year now since I've stopped dyeing my hair. So I still have, I don't know, maybe like this much on the ends here. I would say like from here up, it's all my color, but down here, this has really stepped up the way my hair looks, like stepped it up to a completely different, more beautiful level. It's not as carroty orange. I really like it. I got this at Ulta and I think it's fantastic. All right, the other thing that's sitting here is I didn't mention that this came, but this has been amazing. This is the L'Occitane shower oil with almond oil. This was a gift from my best friend for my birthday. I had no idea how amazing this is. This is one of those hydrating, and in the wintertime, my skin gets so dry, it gets so flaky. This has been kind of like first line of defense. So I'm not overstripping my skin in the shower. I really love the way that it smells. It turns from this kind of oil, and it emulsifies a little bit. It doesn't really foam at all, but it's great for shaving. It's great for just keeping clean without overstripping your skin. And this is one of those things that's pricey for a body wash, but it's kind of like, oh, how dare you send me something I'd instantly fall in love with and then will be my new expensive habit. But I love that. As I was thinking back to some of the things that I knew I hadn't talked about, there was a purchase with purchase around the holidays for Lancome, and it was one of their beauty boxes. And I used to every year get the beauty box, and the last couple of years I took a break from it, but I'll tell you, there are several things that came in the beauty box that I'm reaching for regularly, and then a handful of things that's like, is that really still hanging around? Let's talk about it. One, like, there's not much left. This Bifacil, this is the double action eye makeup remover. I love this stuff, and obviously I'm very committed to it. Another thing that I'm already into is the Cils Booster, the mascara primer. I love the Lancome mascara primer, but I try not to buy it if I can maybe get it like gift with purchase or something, or get it when it's on sale, because paying what, $24, $26 for this, I just feel like it's not even mascara. Ugh. So I really do my best to only buy this when it's like 25% off, or you see what I'm saying? All right, something else that I have really been enjoying, and I didn't think I was gonna use them as much as I did, are all three of the lipsticks that came in this set. There is a kind of fuchsia-y pink. There is a wine-toned one that is real nice. I use that one a lot. And the one that I was sure I was going to use the least is the one that I've used the most, and it's the nude. Because a lot of times the nudes that come in these sets are a little too either yellow-brown nude, or they're a little too chocolatey deep. This is like the perfect nude for me. This shade, by the way, here is Natural Beauty. I really like all of these lipsticks. Something else that I just recently started using, I've used this, I used to use it like for years. It was the only serum I used, but I feel like I've outgrown it. But since I got a full size of this in the beauty box, I did recently start using it. It's the Advanced Genifique. It's nice. I feel like there are less expensive serums that perform as well, if not better, but I have it, I'm going to use it. I'm not going to, like get rid of it, but it's not my favorite serum. Is it a good serum? Yes. Is it my favorite? No. Do I notice when I started using this, there's been a significant change in my skin? Not really. But it's maintaining where my skin was, and I do like it. I have yet to open up the Genifique eye, the little eye cream, because I have 2 pots of eye cream open right now. I don't want to open a third one. I'll never finish anything at that rate. All right, some things that I have not used. There was a black eyeliner that I put instantly in my declutter box because I've tried it before, and it's a regular kohl pencil. They say it's like $25 or $26 value, but it just kind of goes everywhere. And I already have like a really watery left eye that's watering at this very moment. And so I need something that's waterproof, that's not really gonna budge, or that you're gonna have to work extra hard to move around, because this eye will disintegrate nearly any makeup you put near it. And that pencil just would not do. I have it in my brush drawer, but I haven't reached for it. It was a double-ended brush that came from Lancome with this. I also have not used that really tall, round, it looked kind of like a really narrow hat box. So I haven't used the box. I haven't used the eye cream yet. I will. Got rid of the pencil. And this is the other thing. I've used a handful of times, and it's nice, but it's not so amazing that I'm reaching for it. And maybe I should. This would make a really pretty soft pinky toned look. And I'll tell you, they're not the most pigmented shadows. I like the blushes in here a lot better, but these eyeshadows, although they're nice, they don't last as long as Urban Decay. They don't last as long as ColourPop. They are not as intense and pigmented as some of my more reached for, like a Sydney Grace. Are they nice? Yes. But they don't call to me like, use me today. You haven't touched me in a while. They don't just like, I look at it and go, oh yeah, that's there, as opposed to like, oh yes. And that's the response that I want. Overall, am I happy that I got the beauty box? Yes, yes. Oh, and I love this mascara, but I have a whole jar full of unopened mascaras, and I feel like since I have an opened Lancome mascara right now, the Mr. Big, I might try something else before I open this up. So this is gonna sit unopened in my mascara jar, not for lack of loving it. This, by the way, is the Hypnose Drama. It's a fantastic mascara, especially after the first 2 weeks. It's a little wet at the beginning. I feel like all Lancome mascaras are a little wet at the beginning, but they're just amazing mascaras. So other things that I bought this fall were the new Lisa Eldridge lipsticks, the Velvet lipsticks. I bought 5 of the 6 new shades. I'm very happy with my purchase. I would say there is one, I am wearing it today, oddly enough, and it's a mixture of 2 lipsticks, but the one lipstick that I use the least is kind of like this mauve pink one called Beauty. I thought because it was a mauve pink, it would be one that I would use a little bit more, but it's a very straight up basic pink, and it's my least favorite. The one that I was sure I was not going to use a lot, that I even have it on today, is the darkest one. This one here is the Velvet Midnight, and I mix this with so many lipsticks, and it gives such a pretty deepened plummy. I have worn it a couple times on its own, and it's one of those that it's like a blackened cherry. It's a very bold look, but I'll wear it with like just a little bit of bronzer in the crease, mascara, just the whisper of mascara, a very light dewy skin, and it's a very vampy 1920s look, and I love it. It's so pretty. Since I purchased those lipsticks in November, I kind of put myself on a no more lipstick purchase, and it's mid-February as I'm filming this today, and I purchased my first lipstick in 3 months today. I was so proud of myself. It's been 90 days and I was like, you did good. But I only bought 1 instead of 5, but that's okay. But I just realized those Lisa Eldridge lipsticks are so good. I haven't really been reaching for a lot of other things. So this powder from Lancome, this is the Absolute powder. I have the shade Absolute Pesh. This is the 3rd jar of this powder I've purchased in the last decade. The first 2 were the wrong color. I got the pearl, and I think, is there a vanilla? I don't know. They look like the lightest shades, but they weren't. This is the lightest shade there is, and I just pick it up on a brush. This is like my designated highlight brush. It's the Wayne Goss airbrush, and I just put a little bit here. And it has a gorgeous way of knocking my overall glow up without looking obnoxious. I love that about it. I also have been known to use it as a buffing powder. If I end up with too much bronzer or blush before I get to highlight and I'm worried I might be a little much, I'll take a larger brush like this, I'll dip it in here, and then I'll buff over the whole thing, and then I really don't need highlight, but it is a really lovely powder. Love this so much. So I managed to make 2 purchases from ColourPop right at the end of November, beginning of December, and I've got some mixed feelings. There are some things I was a little skeptical about that have turned out to be amazing. And there are some things that I was sure I was going to be like completely in love with that I haven't really used a lot. Let's talk about, for me, the things that have been really, really good. Things that I have loved with my whole heart. One is this, the Going Coconuts palette. I feel like ColourPop has turned out so many things since then, especially eyeshadow palettes. So there must be like 8 or 9 new ones since this one came out. This feels like really old news, but I'll tell you, since it is kind of a neutral lovers palette, it's so good. I really, really love this palette. It's very dusty. It's got a lot of, I use it all the time. I think it's a fantastic quality for $12. Amazing. Another thing that you can tell that I have used and loved a lot is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. I had been looking for a replacement for a more expensive hydrating face mist. I don't know that it's necessarily a setting mist. I don't really feel like this prolongs the look of my makeup, but it's a less expensive alternative to Fix Plus. And Fix Plus to me is not so much keeping my makeup in place, but making my powder kind of melt into my skin overall look less makeup-y and more hydrated. And the older I get and the drier my skin gets and the more powder sits on my face in a really obvious way, this makes a huge difference. I have been going through this. I love this stuff. Highly recommend. These aren't all of them, but I got a cream gel liner vault. There were 12 liners. These are the majority of them, and these are the ones that I have used a lot. I never thought I was going to use the pink one. I used the pink one the other day. I loved it a lot. Today I am wearing this one here. This one's called Charmer. It's a really beautiful kind of plummy purple. I love these, and I really love that the packaging matches the color on the inside. I use Honeydew all the time. My favorite one, this is probably like my third one that came in the vault, is Overboard. They're just so good. I wish it was a less expensive way for me to get my hands on a few more colorful liners that I thought I would use and to buy them individually. I think there might be some like the yellow one or the bright blue one that might actually dry out before I get to them. But if I can get used out of 4 or 5 of these, I really feel like it's worth it financially, even if I don't use them all. But because it was less expensive to get them in the set like this. And I also got them when they were on sale. It was a great deal. And I didn't think I was going to like, especially the more extreme colors. Maybe not extreme for you, but extreme for neutral lovers like me. I really love these, and I'm glad I have them. And this is this is probably my most purchased liner, not just because it came in a vault, but I purchased so many of these cream gel liners because they're easy to use, they're inexpensive, they come in a variety of shades, and they stay in my upper waterline really well and in my lower waterline. They smudge beautifully, and when they set, they set. My weepy left eye still does kind of destroy whatever is in this corner, but they touch up easily, and on the rest of my look, on my right side where I don't have that problem, they stay like a champ. I really, really, really like these pencils. I have been impressed with this. This is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. I would say I like it. I don't know that I love it. I was sure I was going to love it. I like it a lot. I have been using it a lot, and I feel like it gives really nice minimal coverage, and it kind of knocks down some of the redness that I have, like corners of the nose, or sometimes I'll get like a little red stripe right here along my jawline. And I feel like it's really great to just kind of even out the skin without looking like you're wearing too much makeup. I like it a lot. Now, what I was hoping I would love, and I have not had a lot of success with, is this. This is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Creamy Concealer. I have been looking for a hydrating, inexpensive concealer to see if I could find a dupe for my Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer. And I was sure that maybe the formula was okay, but the color was wrong, and that's why I wasn't liking it. But I will tell you, I have shade Fair 20N. It is a hair light, but I've worn it enough times by itself with foundation, with the tinted moisturizer from this line, with so many different things. I really feel like it's the formula itself. I used to be a huge fan of the No Filter concealer from ColourPop. I don't like it anymore. And maybe I'm not a fan of their concealers. And I guess it's not a bad concealer. I just had super high hopes for it, and I felt like my expectations were not met. I felt like it under-delivered, and it's just okay. So the other thing that I got from ColourPop that I was sure I was going to be using nonstop, and I've only used it once. I know, isn't that silly? I feel like it kind of got lost. And this is why I really have been preferring smaller palettes. I love the Bare Necessities in here. I think it's really pretty. And you can get such a great look out of here. I feel like the quality is okay. There are a couple of shades that I ran into that weren't like perfection, but I really think it's a nice palette. I love the way it looks, and it really meets my neutral lover's heart, like right in its soft spot. Like, I'm here for you. We'll do beautiful soft glam looks together, and I've only used it once. Part of it is I feel like it's too big. I also, and this is a silly thing, I wish it had a mirror. I really do, because I do spend a lot of time holding this smaller palette like this and doing my makeup. And it goes super fast and it's super easy, and I'll leave it there. Is it a nice palette? Yes. Have I reached for it more than the first time? No. I'm going to try and remedy that, but that just is sad. It speaks a lot. All right. Let's talk about what came in my lucky bag. Now, there's a lot of things here that I haven't used. Two that I know I'm not going to. I am not going to use the Oribe Gold Lust, and I'm not going to use the Cover FX Shimmer Veil. I'm going to give this to a friend. I'm going to see if somebody that I know loves and wants to try it. There are two things that I haven't busted into because I'm telling myself, don't open skincare you're not ready to use now. And I'm excited and looking forward to using this Holy Frog Kissimmee Vitamin F Therapy Balmy Wash. Really excited. And I'm also excited to bust into this niacinamide brightening toner from Good Molecules. Those are on my, I can't wait to try them. I don't know how they are, but I've heard good reviews. Now, something that I have tried that I should have done something else with it. This is from By Terry. It's the Cellular Rose Brightening CC Serum. I did not know that this product comes in 4 shades, and this shade here, called Sunny Flash, is the darkest. And this is meant for people with a deeper skin tone than I have. Now, had I gotten the lightest or even the second to lightest one of these, I would be using it constantly because it's a really pretty product. And I like the way that it makes my skin look. What I have been doing with this, but not successfully every time I've tried it, and not enough, is I have been using this to darken some foundations that are lighter. There was one foundation that I really liked that I put in my declutter pile that I pulled out and tried again because it was too fair. It was the Maybelline, oh, my brain is not working right now. The Maybelline Superstay. I had the lightest shade in that, and when I bought it a couple years ago, it was perfect match for me, but my skin's a little bit darker now. And putting a half a pump of this in with a pump of that made a perfect match, but I found that both of them dried down really quickly. So blending wasn't as easy as I was hoping it would be. But I'll tell you, I have used it a couple of times. I don't think I'm going to continue to use it a lot. I wish it was in my shade, but that's all right. Now, here are the things that I have loved. All hail the Sonia G Worker One. This is a beautiful brush. I am so wanting to buy just a set of eye brushes from Sonia G. Kind of expensive, but it's on my list. And this is a beautiful brush. I got a Sonia G brush last year. They're both like constantly dirty because I use them daily. This is the Worker Pro. This is the Crease One. Mwah, to both of these. Chef's kiss. Amazing. I have been enjoying this Latex Love in the shade Belle de Soir from Charlotte Tilbury. Now, it's not my favorite lip gloss, and I don't think after having tried this that I would run out and buy another one. Because for the price, they're really expensive. I think it's like $34. It has an interesting makeup slash perfume scent to it. I feel like it maybe was probably smelling very chemical-like, so they added some fragrance to it. But I love the color. The color is beautiful. The one thing I'll tell you is this product here is thick enough and is opaque enough. I mean, it's like completely opaque. It's a beautiful shade. I love the applicator on it, but this is one of those that it starts to settle into, it's winter, my lips are dry. Even if I hydrate, they settle into the lines in my lips, and it calls more attention to the fact that there are lines there. And if I over apply, like I am wont to do constantly, I do get like the corners connecting. And as I pull my lips apart, little strings of gloss, like just like right here. So I have to be careful that I don't over apply. I also have to be careful that I'm perfectly exfoliated. And if I want to reapply later in the day, my lips are a little bit dry or chapped, I have to use a different product. But when my lips are in perfect condition and I don't over apply, it's beautiful. I feel like I had to work a little too hard to get to that point. The other thing that I was sure was not going to work for me that I have used so many times since I've got it is this. It's the Viseart Grand Pro Volume 3. I am surprised at how much I've been enjoying this. All right, so I am not one of those people, I'm having a hard time, excuse me as I get a grip on this. I've been having a hard time just because my eye's instantly drawn to this blue, this bright yellow, these kind of red tones, these brighter, vibrant greens. Now listen, what I had to tell myself was if I could, you know, visually cover that up, cover some of these more vibrant colors up, would I use the rest of the colors in this row? Yes, and I have, and they look lovely. So when I take out, like, I don't take it out, but when I kind of skip over the really super bright ones in here, I love this palette so much. This bottom row here is just heaven. The top row is incredible. And some of these more mid-toned kind of orangey shades or yellow shades, I did actually use both of these really brighter greens when I was doing a very pastel green lid only. It was very minimal. There wasn't a lot of makeup going on, but I've been loving the idea of more pastel-y washes over the eye. You could do a ton of that. I could do blue. I haven't done it yet. I've been wanting to. I used these two. Next time I'm going to go into the teals. There's so much. Love this. I could keep going, but the truth is, I didn't think this was going to work for me. I wasn't excited about it. The pigmentation is great. The blendability is fantastic. And when I use more precise brushes like this, I can place product exactly where I want it and then buff it out, and that keeps me from getting muddy. A lot of times I was getting muddy looks, not with this palette, but a lot of my palettes, and I realize I'm using too large a brush and I'm trying to blend too much. So if I reduce the number of colors that I use and I'm more specific at where I put the color and then blend small with a smaller brush, I get really great looks. I feel like those are two things that have really helped me, especially use this palette in a successful way. And every time I use it, my heart goes pitter-pat. I love it. I picked this up at Ulta at the end of January. It's the Mamone Lip Sleeping Mask in Plum Blossom. I've used quite a lot of it. It has a very soft, subtle fragrance. You can almost smell more of the ingredients in here than the Plum Blossom fragrance, but it is very slight. It is very like a light floral, like almost not there floral. So it is nice. It does have exfoliating, I don't know if it's AHA or BHAs in it. It does have an exfoliating property to it, like an acid exfoliator, so that when you put it on your lips, all of your flakies will come off. And I have used it. I do still prefer, I've used it enough to know that I do prefer the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask over this, but this is great. And so there are times that as I'm getting ready, I have it on the desk right here in front of me. I'll put a quick layer of this on and let it sink in. before I get to my lipstick. And it has helped at keeping my lips exfoliated in the wintertime, and hydrated, mostly hydrated. But it's very comfortable. It's not the longest wearing lip sleeping mask I've ever tried, but I like it. I don't know that I would buy it again though. Other things that I picked up at Ulta recently, one is this, it's the Milani eyeshadow primer. I've heard Emily Noel talk about this and talk about this and talk about this for years. And I never actually got around to trying it until recently. And oh my giddy aunt, it's like the best thing for nearly nothing. It's really good. This has impressed me so much. I'm wearing it today. It is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Boost and Set Volumizing Brow Mascara. I have been looking for a less expensive option to my beloved Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows. I do love, and it's almost the exact same price, the Brow Gal Insta-Tint Tinted Brow Gel. This has a very small wand on it. Now, is it my favorite one? No, because as you can see, there's a lot of product that gathers right here. And there is a lot of product that gathers within the brush itself. So I spend a lot of time doing this every time I open it up because there's just way too much product on here. And then even after I scrape as much of it off as I can, and there's a lot less on it than there used to be, I still have to start mid-brow because I need more color from the center to the tail and less in the front. If I go straight here, I end up with a giantest glob right here. So I do still have to be very careful, but I'm very impressed with this. It does have fibers. It does have a tint. It does work well, and my brows don't feel crunchy or crispy or hairsprayed. But I like this. And there have been days that I've worn just this and not put any pencil in my brows, and it works really great that way too. I have yet to bust into my Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultrafine Mist. I purchased this at the end of January. And the reason I haven't gotten into it yet is because I still have like a multitude of opened facial sprays. This is my favorite. And this is $25. This is $14. This is 2.5 ounces, and this I believe is 4 ounces. Oh, sorry, 3.7 ounces. And this is like my hydrating, happy, my face loves you, and I want to use you every single time I see you. This is starting to become that for me. It's still not my beloved Watermelon Glow Recipe or Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Mist, but it's getting there. So I do love this. I haven't opened it yet. I have a couple of skincare items that I picked up at a BoxyCharm pop-up. I think I ordered them in November. They arrived in late December, and I just started getting into them. I have been using this since December. It's a Saturday Skin Rub-A-Dub Refining Peel Gel. Love, 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 love this so much. I was hoping with the most recent pop-up that they would have more of this. They don't, but I would buy that at Sephora prices. I would buy that. It's really good. And I also got 4 jars of this. I have already made some serious headway into this. This is the SkinRx Lab Return Cleansing Balm. This is their Maid Sarah Cleansing Balm. Doesn't smell like anything. It does a good job of removing and breaking down matte lipsticks. It does a great job of breaking down waterproof eyeliners and mascaras, but it doesn't rinse perfectly clean. Now, I always do a double cleanse, so after removing my makeup with this, I always use something else. I'm able to get it all off, and I will use these, and I basically think of this as a makeup remover, not necessarily like a facial cleanser. And I think that for the reduced price, I think these were like $8 a jar. I don't know if they were 6 or 8. They were under $10 each. It was worth it for me to pick them up because I'll have enough for my first cleanse for the rest of the year. But I probably would try something else before I purchase this exact product again. Last couple things I have to talk about are a couple of palettes. And both of these have been so good. So, so, so good. One of them is this. It's the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1. I've been in every shade in here. Some of them a lot, so they're pretty dirty. And it's weird because I try so hard I'm a little OCD, I'm not gonna lie, but I have been known to take like a makeup wipe and or a Q-tip and clean around places. So if you see like there are places where there's actual product outside the pan, that means I'm in there a lot. I really love this. And I am not one for glitter, but these glitters across the top are remarkable. My favorite one is Soothe. I love it. Now, I don't wear glitter every day, but if I'm looking to jazz up my eye look a little bit or draw a little bit more attention to something, these are beautiful. And I will tell you, I have gotten almost no, well, I wouldn't say no glitter fallout, that would be a lie, but the minimalist amount. I feel like the ColourPop ones were really good. I've tried a lot of I've tried some pure pressed glitters, I've tried some Too Faced pressed glitters. I thought ColourPop was doing it well because I wasn't getting a ton of fallout, like maybe, one or two under each eye. These are fantastic and I love the colors. They're so beautiful. This has been a great palette for me and I use it a lot. Another one that has been, I use this every day for like 2 weeks straight. And it is the Sydney Grace Enduring Love palette. I've used this a lot. Now, I have had this as of today for like a month. I've had it for a solid 30 days and I have reached for this so many times. This, by the way, is the light variation. They have a light and a deep variation where the kind of more of your transition shades are darker and deeper in the other palette. But I love this. Now the formula, amazing, fantastic, love it, love it, love it so much. But my favorite look, and this is funny, is a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of this. And when you use these 3 shades together, perfection. I love it so much. And they're ridiculously pigmented. Even the skin tone neutrals or mattes are so beautiful, but it's these metallics that are just like, they have my jaw on the floor. Now, my understanding is by the end of this month in February, they're gonna have this back on their website in stock. They've already processed and shipped out all of their pre-orders after they sold out the first time, and they said they're gonna have it in stock I believe towards the end of this month, but I'll just tell you, love this so much. So good. So I had a lot of really great hits. I have some things that are, I'm a little regretful about that I haven't used more, or things that just didn't work for me. The hardest part is when you get like a kit like the Beauty Box from Lancome, or you're buying the Lucky Box from Beautylist. You don't really know what you're gonna get, or you know that there will be some items that you'll get that you may not really use. But overall, I feel like both of those kind of boxes had enough things in there to make it worth it for me, and I'm glad I got them. The things that I'm kind of disappointed in myself in, it kind of makes me sad that I haven't used it more. And maybe if I just leave it here on my counter, I will. Overall, I feel like most of what I've been getting recently with trying to be more thoughtful has been really good. There have been fewer duds overall. Thank you so much for watching today. Let me know if you kind of go through and do inventory. What do I have? What's new? Am I actually using it? I would love to know if you do that. And I feel like for me, this is kind of therapeutic because it will remind me that I really don't need another neutrals palette because I got 2 other ones that I love so much. And to remind myself that I can go like 90 days without buying a lipstick and I won't die. I learned a lot about myself, and that there are some products that I can't wait to bust into, but I'm trying to not open too many things because I want to use things up before I get into others. So let me know what you've been thinking about your purchases, what your recent purchases are, if you have any hits or any misses. I would love to know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.